that stub nose. So when I'm up close, I just put it up under your ribs. Bow! Big hole coming out your back.
The little Glock, huh?
Little Glock, that's good. I'm a revolver guy because they don't jam. Like if you put a revolver, it got explained to me once at the firing line in Burbank when I was buying a gun like 20 years ago. The guy goes, if you put a revolver and cock it and just set it in a museum, 1,000 years from now, that shit's still going to shoot perfect if you kept it under glass. He said with Glocks and automatics, every once in a while, some wacky shit happens. Revolver, you can't go wrong. So for those of you listening, you know what I like about your story? 2 Mexicans working a black comedy club almost getting in a fight with a redneck.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on down there? Why didn't you just play the Improv in Houston like everybody else? You're working fucking Just Joking, an all-black comedy club. Yo, let's get some Mexicans up in here. You know, expand our portfolio, man. We get some Mexicans up in here. We could do it right.
It wasn't right. It was Empty Productions. No one showed up.
An empty. That's a pretty funny title.
Empty Productions.
You used to work at Dodger Stadium?
Yeah.
Barry Katz said the nicest things about you when he was here. He said before your sets on Last Comic Standing, he said he used to come up to you and say, "Undeniable,
undeniable,
be fucking undeniable, man." And then he said, and to his credit, man, the guy was fucking undeniable. Here's a guy, he brought me to Dodger Stadium, and he was going to throw out the first pitch. And I said, I don't want to get in your way, man, and this is your thing, I'll be in the background. He goes, no, man, I really want you to come. It's important to me, man. And we were walking in Dodger Stadium where... I like Barry can't figure out like what a fucking vendor is. He goes, for those people, they sell like hot dogs and they sell soda.
You don't know the concession stand or vendory.
He doesn't know what it's called. Barry will draw blanks on the weirdest shit. He goes, like when you're in the baseball game, you're in Dodger Stadium or Fenway Park or Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, or you're in Coors Field in Denver. Or you're at Safeco Field House, in Seattle. He names every stadium in the world. He knows what rows and fucking what the Loge is called. He goes, but those guys, like, they come from seat to seat, and they sell, like, they'll sell you a hot dog, or, they'll say, like, soda, or, like, the beer man that comes by. There's a beer man. There'll be a hot dog man. An ice cream man, a cotton. I go vendors. He goes vendors. Thank you. So he just fucking. It's like watching your dog run away for 2 days, and then you just whistle and he comes back. Vendor, thank you. But he said that when you were with him at Dodger Stadium, he said everybody, you were loved at Dodger Stadium. Like you were like it was like fucking Tommy Lasorda and you.
That's right.
And he said it was because you used to be a vendor, and you were just homies with everybody that worked there, and they were so happy for you that you made it.
Yeah, man, they were happy.
Do you still go do you have to pay for a ticket to go to a
I pay for a ticket, but I don't pay for food.
Really? That's really juice.
Because I know people at all the stands. Because I used to work when Hideo Nomo used to pitch.
Yep.
I used to
Number
work
16, I believe.
Number 16. I used to work. See, when Hideo Nomo came in, they thought, okay, Japanese are gonna show up. Let's build a Yoshinoya in here. And I used to cook beef bowls and teriyaki bowls for all these people.
They showed up, though, the Japanese.
Deep.
And Hideki Kuroda. And I'm trying to think there was... then they had Koreans.
Chan-Ho Park. The guy does not like practical jokes.
No. And by the way, so the Dodgers for a while were like the British United Kingdom. They just fucking dominated Asia. They just fucking took everything over. They just put their flag everywhere. And so they had Japanese people, Korean people. I'm surprised they didn't have a fucking Chinaman playing third base. They had everybody. Chan-Ho Park, by the way, he bumped somebody running. I think it was there was a play at first where he was playing first, or he was running to first, and they bumped into each other, him and the first baseman. And he was running. So the first baseman like sort of held him because he almost fell down, but then held him a little too long. And he put his arm up like, get the fuck off me. And the first baseman gave him like a little push. And Chan-Ho Park, the Korean, gave this motherfucker a spinning roundhouse back kick to the chest. Do you remember that? Like, he just fucking, wah! Like Jean-Claude Van Damme, this guy. And that's when I knew that Dodgers were the team for me.
That's what's up, man. LA.
we used to play Money Cup when you go to the game. Like, you sit and, like, say it's the four of us right here. And, like, I have a cup. We all put in $20. So I have the leadoff hitter. I got D. Gordon. So I'm probably not going to win the money. And if D. Gordon does anything but hit a home run, I pass the cup to Eric. And he's got Tony Gwynn Jr. And Tony Gwynn Jr. hits a single. Doesn't matter. And third, you got Andre Ethier hitting third. He hits a home run. You take the money out of the cup and we refill it. But as the game goes on, everybody gets a little drunker, a little more high from the one hitter in the men's room. So you start going, hey, man, I'll put another fucking $5. If you match me, we'll put more money in the cup. So it's me, Katz, my friend Walter, and like 3 other people. There was a ton of us at this game. And we just kept putting money in the cup, putting money in the cup. So there had to have been like $300 in this fucking cup. Because we were talking shit like, you know, like Eric Karros is coming up and be like, oh, I'll put $20 in that you don't win. And so everyone like, oh, yeah. So finally, Barry has the cup. I'll make this quicker, and I apologize because I want to hear you talk more than me, and so do the listeners. They're tired of me. Barry has the cup for the number 8 hitter. I don't remember who it was. And then they go, now batting, number 16, Hideo Nomo. And Hideo Nomo comes up, and the first pitch comes in, and it's a ball, and we were all fucked up. We realized he forgot to pass the cup. And Barry goes to get rid of the cup, and we're like, no, fuck you, asshole. You're stuck with Hideo Nomo. Hideo, next pitch, that fucker puts one in the bullpen.
Shut up.
Hideo Nomo, 140-pound Japanese guy soaking wet. His uniform looked like fucking pajamas on a toddler. He fucking launched one into the fucking Dodger bullpen, and Barry goes, Hideo Nomo, man.
Undeniable.
God, you want to hear something amazing? He kept saying that word, undeniable, 100% undeniable. There was a church at the end of my street, and I don't know what denomination it is. It's not Catholic. I don't know what it is. And you'll see it when you leave here. I swear to God, I took a picture of it, and I sent it to Barry. He left here, and I went to go pick my son up at karate, and the fucking, you know, when they put a little message out front like, hey, John 3:15, I am the Son of Man. You know, like something that'll get you. That shit said 100% undeniable.
Damn.
Lutheran. It's a Lutheran church.
You know, it's funny.
That doesn't even count. Lutheran? Come on. Catholic Light? Oh, I'm just kidding, because people always bash Catholicism.
I bet when Hideo won, hit that home run, and then Barry Katz, he won the money. And that's how Barry Katz is, because during the pep talks, he would tell me before the show, even as a comic, he would say, those guys are all great comics, but they don't have an oh shit moment.
Oh my God, that's all he talks about. You got to create holy shit
Hideo
moments.
Nomo was an oh shit moment.
Do you think when Nomo came out like in the 7th inning and he was like getting iced, do you think Barry made his way down and said, do you have representation? So I'm telling you, man, if you could just hit like 5 of those, I can get you on Evening at the Apollo. I really specialize in putting Latino and Asian acts in black rooms. I should have gotten fucking 15% of the cup. I should have flipped the tables on Cats. Felipe Esparza, June 29th and 30th at the San Jose Improv. That's a big room. Help them fill it. And it's a really, really great room. It's an old theater.
Old theater.
Yeah. It really is like a beautiful, beautiful room. The only problem is with the San Jose Improv. Felipe Esparza, June 29th and 30th. Go see his ass at the San Jose Improv. Let him know. Put your name on it. Let him know Mohr Stories sent you. Fire him up. He's a good guy. He likes to talk to you. You sell merch?
At the DC Improv, too, July 5th through the 7th. And Cleveland Improv. First time headlining there. July 12th to the 15th.
Cleveland Improv at the Powerhouse.
Yes.
What's that date?
July, let me see here.
They got your book me. Is that your insurance?
July 12th to the 15th, yes.
All right. July 12th.
Through
Go
the
see
15th.
Felipe at the Cleveland Improv, where I owe them a date because I canceled once because I had fucking pneumonia, but they don't really give a shit.
Hey, there was one time at the Improv, at the Laugh Factory. I don't know if you remember. You were headlining, and I was visiting. I was just hanging out, but I got there afterwards. You and Ralphie May and somebody else got into a fight with a fan.
No, it wasn't a fan.
You were backing.
It was the Harbor Heights Mexican gangbang.
Yeah, but you guys were like backing up they were arguing with the parking guy, right?
No, Ralphie was just here.
Yeah.
And we flush this shit out. He kicked my dog in the face.
What? That's right. You hit the dog in the fucking at the office.
Yeah, and he just was standing there high as fuck and saw a Rottweiler and thought, you know what? When I see Rottweilers, I instinctively want to kick them in the face. So that's the kind of mentality you're dealing with. Yeah, and then this guy, they were leaving, and then I made the mistake of going, we were saying, fuck you, and they were just still leaving. And then I went, fuck you and your set. And when I brought the set into it, everyone that was dragging them out was dragging them back in like, what'd you say? What? Fuck the set. What? And we punched this motherfucker in the face for 30 straight minutes.
Fuck yeah.
He was on PCP. He would, and Lee, that door guy, was blasting this guy with those fucking Joe Louis fists.
Yeah, that was not the one now, the other guy, right?
Yeah, the guy, he had he always had
Kenny.
No, it wasn't Kenny. It was this guy. If it was Kenny, that shit would have been over. No, he was black.
Red?
He looked like deep space. This motherfucker was black.
Oh.
This guy, Stephen Hawking, writes books about this motherfucker. He was black. Ralphie used to say, if you pour salt on his face, look like deep space.
It was my homeboy, Sleepy.
Sleepy. You were poor growing up, obviously, because you grew up in that project.
Poor, man.
You had it. Just do the. I'm just gonna ask you to do a fucking bit. I'm sorry, but it's too funny about when you burglars broke into your house.
Oh, the burglar broke into our house. They couldn't find nothing to steal, so they woke us up to make fun of us.
That is so.
Goes, man, you guys don't have shit, eh? Your wife is pregnant.
That's a great joke.
Then the cops show up. My dad started making up shit. Yeah, they even took our cable. They took our electricity.
I like.
They gave my wife a black eye.
God damn. You're a prolific joke writer, and like your persona on stage is like a schlep, like a guy that's like, hey man, I'm just fucking fired up on grass. I don't even know what the fuck I just woke up. What time is it? What? There's a show. But you're a tireless worker. You write great material. That's a lot of hard work. You're really putting on a show behind the actual show. The real show is. You put in work, bro, on your set.
Yeah, I go up every day.
Yeah?
Before last time I was going up like 3 times a day, all the shitty rooms.
It's like getting sober in AA. Like, you got to go to 3 meetings a day, man.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't want to go to 3 meetings a day.
Well, you're never going to get good.
I went to 1 a day. No, that's not good enough. What the hell is it not good enough? I have a family. I can't be out for fucking 5 hours with travel, fucking listening to other people tell me about when they blew their dentist for Vicodin. At some point, I need to go home to my family and make them dinner, or they will take my kids away. You do a lot. You write a lot. Like, you really write a lot. How do you sit down on purpose to write, or does just shit happen and you just try it out on stage?
I sit down and I write the premise of whatever we're going to talk about. Like, if I talk about like if I want to talk about domestic violence.
Always funny.
I always write about the funny part. Like, how come the cops show up at the wrong time? They always show up when you're socking her.
Yeah. They don't show
How about an hour earlier when she threw away your fucking Tron collection? Or when she called me a fag in front of my father. She had to go. My mom was right there. Tap me. I'll do it for you. You know, the worst part of domestic violence is when you come back from jail and you see broken glass everywhere. And deep down in your head, you really feel bad about beating her ass, but you're looking at all the mess, you're going, I can't believe she didn't fucking clean, though. Seriously?
She left that shit for you to come home to?
Like, my dad will come home, man, everything's dirty. Like, he's pissed, right? He's pissed. But that's crazy. He'll look at everybody and go, all right, hey, who wants to go to the beach?
That's his answer for not cleaning.
We're at the fucking... This is why, you know, some comics, white people don't know why Mexicans look all dressed up at the beach. Because Mexican fathers are not like other dads. They don't plan shit out. Shit, you could be at church wearing your wedding dress. And all of a sudden your dad say, let's go to Disneyland. But I got to change. We don't have time to change. Fucking traffic. So my mom is like wearing her pumps. She's dressed like Charlie's Angels about to investigate what's going on at Disneyland. She's wearing a neck brace everywhere.
With a black eye.
With a black eye. Trying to be comfortable next to Mickey. Laugh. Don't you have a good time?
I would laugh, but it hurts my neck. I like that your dad telling the cops what's missing named shit that isn't tangible. Like they took cable and electricity, like shit that you can't physically touch. That's hysterical. Like not a couch, not a TV. Like yeah, they took goddamn. That's fucking.
They turned off our neighbor's cable.
So you'll write down like domestic violence on a piece of paper, but you know when you go on stage that leads into like 4 or 5 minutes of material about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never come when they're throwing like a Michelob bottle that whizzes past your head